From prehistoric to present, my name is Ethan. I've been studying prehistoric through current animal life for the past 20 years and began teaching in 2016. Now, hit that subscribe button and let's get into a new dinosaur discovery in New Mexico. From Sci News, paleontologist Stephen Shasinski of the University of Pennsylvania has described a new species of dromaeosaurid dinosaur that roamed what is now New Mexico during the Upper Cretaceous epoch, approximately 75 million years ago. So this is taking place during the late Campanian stage of the Cretaceous period in New Mexico. So it seems here we have a species of duck-billed dinosaur, specifically a Parasaurolophus walkeri, judging by the shape of the skull, and seems to be being hunted by two individuals of Saurornitholestes sullivani. So it's interesting. I have not heard of this specific species of Saurornitholestes before. I have heard of Saurornitholestes robustus, but unfortunately, that animal turned out to be just some non-specific species of Troodontid and not a member of the Saurornitholestes genus. And then there's Saurornitholestes langostuni. So let's see. Hasansky named the new species Ornitholestes sullivani after paleontologist Robert Sullivan, who originally found the dinosaur's partial skull in the Besti Dinazine Wilderness area of New Mexico in 1999. There are actually quite a few different species of late Cretaceous dinosaur that are discovered in New Mexico. Smaller species of Tyrannosaur, medium sized species of Ceratopsian are discovered here, and even different species of Ankylosaur. Also, when looking at this picture, I'm not entirely sure who or what specific species of Ankylosaur this is because this is a completely out of proportion Ankylosaur depiction. Ankylosaur, this is more of like a 1940s, 1950s look for Ankylosaurus morphology. And in reality, it would be much flatter and much wider sort of a build. And even the club tail wouldn't be as roundish. It looks like a coconut from the distance. And these could be like a certain species of Pachycephalosaur. It's really hard to tell. Anyway, let's keep going. When first described, paleontologists believed it was a member of Saurornitholestes langstoni, a species of theropod dinosaurs in the Dromaeosauridae family. So yes, this was the species that was discovered back in 1974. But when Hasansky began a comparative analysis of the specimen to other Saurornitholestes langstoni specimens, he found subtle differences. Notably, he observed that the surface of the skull corresponding with the brain's olfactory bulb was unusually large. This seems to be a very common trait with different species of carnivores in general, but certain carnivores also tend to have a larger olfactory bulbs, which is the part of the brain that is used for sense of smell. If you look at it in a human brain, it is tiny. Um, so it seems to be that Saurornitholestes, it looks like, had one of the, or possibly the best senses of smell for the Dromaeosaur family. Now, um, we'll come back to this, taking a look at some other creatures. So this animal is rarely talked about, considering the companion stage of the Cretaceous has a wide variety of unique animals. This is a member of the Hadrosaur family, despite it looking more of like a previous iguanodontid. This is Hadrosaurus, and yes, this is a real species of dinosaur, despite it being a member of the Hadrosaur family. So Hadrosaurus existed over in New Jersey around 80 million years ago. So there are different species of dinosaur that are found in New Jersey. Hadrosaurs tend to be or make up a major component of that group. And here you would have possibly had different species of Tyrannosaur at the time that would have hunted the Hadrosaurs at this point. And here in the background, we have a Lambeosaurus and a smaller relative of Saurolophus towards the left. Now, focusing on Hadrosaurus, these three would have likely coexisted. Hadrosaurus could reach somewhere around 26 feet in length or reach around 8 meters and probably weigh up to 4 tons. It was likely living in herds of probably 30 to 40 individuals, possibly even larger, looking at the different um, graveyards of hadrosaurs and even ceratopsians that we've discovered in the late Cretaceous, more even from fossil sites over in Alberta, Canada. So let's head back to the article. This feature means that Saurornitholestes sullivani had a relatively better sense of smell than other dromaeosaur dinosaurs, including Velociraptor, Dromaeosaurus, and Bamboraptor. That's just three different species, and I'm guessing these three were somewhere around the same size. Bamboraptor possibly slightly smaller, but you have a wide variety. Larger species like Deinonychus, Utahraptor, probably even Achillibator. Um, Likely had very good senses of smell as well. Let's see. This keen olfaction may have made Saurornitholestes sullivani an intimidating predator as well. Saurornitholestes sullivani was a relatively small dinosaur, less than 90 centimeters or 3 feet tall, and 1.8 meters or 6 feet in length. So this seems slightly taller than animals like Velociraptor. Velociraptor is around 2 feet in height. However, it would have been agile and fast, perhaps hunting in packs and using its acute sense of smell to track down prey. Well, it's also a big question. Did animals like the hadrosaurs have scent glands all over their ankles or certain parts of their forelimbs, like with what you see in different species of gazelle and deer today? Maybe even along their eyelids or around their nose. So that's also a very big question. Now, taking a look at the Saurornitholestes logostuni species, this animal was somewhere around barely reaching 6 feet in length and probably somewhere around 2.5 to 3 feet tall. So it sounds like the sullivani species might be slightly larger than the logostuni species of Saurornitholestes. Now, it's been discovered over in Wyoming, Idaho, I believe a certain part of Alberta as well, and specifically the Dinosaur Provincial Park, um, the Dinosaur Park formation over in Alberta. So this dates to around 75 to 76 million years ago. A wide range of different species of duck-billed dinosaurs also existed here. This is depicting it's a really good drawing. A Saurornitholestes hunting some late Cretaceous species of bird. There have been a wide range of different species of late Cretaceous bird and have been recently discovered. But specifically what species this is, I am unsure of. All I can say is that it looks like some clawed-toothed seagull. So before they were stealing grilled cheese sandwiches, they were going after dinosaur guts or eating our ancestors. Anyway, let's head back to the article. Likely, Saurornitholestes was probably preying on like the young individuals of Hadrosaurus, even younger members of the different Parasaurolophus species, even younger ceratopsians. 75 million years ago, North America was split into two continents separated by an inland sea. So, this would be referring to the Western Interior Sea. So, this is where dinosaurs might decide to take a swim, but they had to be careful, especially as the deeper they reached in the ocean, the more likely something like a mosasaur could hunt them. Let's see what else. Saurornitholestes sullivani lived on the western shores in an area called Laramidia with numerous other dinosaurs. There were also different species of sauropod that existed here as well, including hylosaurs. Plant-eating contemporary dinosaurs included the duck-billed hadrosaurs, Parasaurolophus walkeri, Critosaurus navajophilus, the horned dinosaur Pentaceratops sternbergi, the Pachycephalosaurus stegoceras novo-mexicanum, and Cephalotholus goodwini, and the ankylosaurs Notocephalosaurus curtiladensis, and recently named Zyapelta suwahensis. So let's take a look at another creature. This animal had many different specimens have been discovered over in Alberta, Canada. Specifically, also, I believe the Dinosaur Park Formation, so around 75 million years ago. And this is Centrosaurus. Now, this depiction of the animal, likely it could rear up on its hind legs, but its tail would probably or likely still be on the ground, supporting some realm of balance, but not in this instance. Also, it should have three clawed toes and two blunt ones. So he's only given four, one an extra one's clawed. The horn of this individual, it's almost like an elasmotherium. So an elasmotherium is a species of woolly rhino that lived in Russia, northern Europe, and possibly even into Alaska and Canada around 100,000 years ago during the Ice Age or the Pleistocene. And it had a very robust horn compared to its body size. Also, like one of the longest horns of almost any creature. Um, but Centrosaurus, while it did have a very long snout horn, it wasn't necessarily this robust. It would be slightly thinner. Another problem is the frill is, at least in this depiction, a little too long compared to its body size. Centrosaurus actually had a bit of a smaller frill compared to its body size, unlike other species of ceratopsian. And when you look at the Centrosaur lineage of the ceratopsian family as well, they tend to have shorter frills compared to the chasmosaurs like Pentaceratops and even Triceratops. Now, this one, the length, it's certainly possible, but it looks a bit more even, at least with the overall width. Or there's just something about the other one just seemed too round. But this is a much better depiction. The other one looked like something from Land Before Time. Anyway, what's interesting is that they added feathers to this animal. There are still quite a variety of different depictions of ceratopsians that are shown with feathers, despite them being much more distantly related to the theropod dinosaurs, so animals like T Rex, Allosaurus, the birds. It's still possible that they did have feathers. So these animals could have existed in herds of over hundreds due to the graveyards that we've discovered of Centrosaurus simply being buried alive, probably by a massive flash flood. Oh, so Centrosaurus could probably reach somewhere around 23 feet in length or pushing 7 meters. That'd be quite a large individual, probably averaging like around 18, 20 feet. But anyway, reach somewhere around 3.5 tons. So for the time, it coexisted with medium-sized species of Tyrannosaurus, such as the Albertosaurus, Gorgosaurus, and it would have been quite a formidable adversary. Many different species of the long-snouted horned centrosaurs at this point. So, heading back to the article, other contemporary meat-eating theropods, including the Tyrannosaurus, Brachiosaurus, Salii, and Daspletosaurus, along with ostrich-like ornithomimids. Okay, so the ornithomimids it's referring to are animals such as Ornithomimus, Struthiomimus, and then you would have over in Asia, bit further in time, around 70, 71 million years ago, the more famous Gallimimus. Let's see. Saurornitholestes sullivani is described in the New Mexico Museum of Natural History and Science Bulletin. Now, the final creature. This animal is not often talked about. Now, at first glance, this looks like just a regular Parasaurolophus walkeri, or if you're not familiar with it, this is a larger species of hadrosaur, and it existed over in Alberta, Montana, even further down into different parts of New Mexico around 75 million years ago. However, many are more familiar with the longer crested species, Parasaurolophus walkeri. But this individual is Parasaurolophus cryptocastani, which has a very short crest compared to its body size. It was originally thought that this animal was the female variant of Parasaurolophus walkeri, and then a lot more analysis was done on the morphology of this animal, and it is now recognized as its own species. It's actually quite large, so also at first glance you would think, okay, it has a shorter crest, it's bound to be a much smaller animal. Not so. This animal could reach over 36 feet in length or pushing 11 meters and probably weigh somewhere around 5 to 6 tons. So it was still quite a large animal. Probably walking usually on all fours, but it was likely for it to be bipedal, probably reaching a height of somewhere around 11 to 12 feet. So, let me know what your favorite species of Cretaceous dinosaur is. And from prehistoric to present, my name is Ethan. This is Creature Guide Live Daily News. Remember to like, comment, subscribe if you love talking about animals, and share this show with everyone you know, because nothing is better than all animals all the time.